What's up, guys? Want to make one of my last videos on the aftermath of Canelo versus Crawford. How I broke the fight down, how I saw the future, how I did it. You all know how I did it. I knew what was up from the beginning because I already knew Canelo was overhyped, fool's gold, and that's why fans are in denial. A lot of fans came on here, Canelo fans, and they just say, Canelo hater. No, I just talk facts. I've been watching boxing. I've been watching it all my life. It's the only sport I really watch and understand. So I got all the data, I broke it down. Once I made my decision who's gonna win this fight, when I literally saw it in my head, like I broke it down like I would a stock, like an ETF. I saw all the numbers, I saw what Canelo could do, I saw what he was doing before the fight. I looked at the charts, the data, all the information about how amazing Bud Crawford is in the ring, how he switch hits. I looked at their fights previous. I was looking at their Errol Spence fight. I was taking consideration of Canelo losing so much in his career, where the draws even, you had to GGG won the first fight, and a lot of people would agree with me, a lot of boxing experts, because you saw what happened. 3 judges tell you that it was a draw because Canelo was so hot and they was marketing him so hard they couldn't have him lose a fight. So to beat Canelo, it has to be an overwhelming defeat to get a decision, like with Beevil, like with Floyd Mayweather. When I told you on this channel, I have all the receipts here, I told you years ago, Canelo would be easily beaten by Floyd Mayweather. It would look easy because Canelo, I just knew, didn't have what it was they were trying to promote. They were selling you fool's gold over time. See, if you market something right, that's why marketing is a big deal, especially in America here, and if you're watching this abroad. Buy this product. This espresso cup will make you feel better. They were selling you something. Even after the Floyd loss, they were very clever the way they marketed Canelo. Here you had a fighter that's not pound for pound, not an elite rarefied air type of fighter like we've seen throughout history. Muhammad Ali, there's only a few that are like this. Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, early young Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. He just went on too long in his career, Roy Jones, and that's what happened to him. Like, he started losing a lot, but they're trying to promote Canelo like this, and they did. And it's fool's gold. A lot of people were so disillusioned that going into this fight with Crawford, again, I'm gonna laugh, they thought, and I was saying it before the fight, it's not like everything's hindsight after, right? You hear all these fake boxing experts, I'm quite sure, this is how I'm making videos and analysis, this is how Crawford beat Canelo. But I was telling you this before the fight, before there was any video. I made an AI video privately and I was looking at it because I have a couple programs I mess with. It was funny. But there was none of this going on before, for the most part, with a lot of people that are now saying, the people that picked Canelo, or it's a 50-50 fight. My heart says Canelo, my head says Crawford. Those are people that really don't understand. They don't want to commit to anything. There's a lot of people that have careers wrapped around boxing, commentators, they have a bias built in. You're watching a crappy fight on ESPN2, and you got somebody trying to say the fight that's commentating this fight, oh yeah, hard right now. You're watching garbage, and you know you're watching garbage, and you know who's gonna win. They'll have some up-and-coming fighter fighting a guy with 3-4 losses, and they're selling you this fight like it's so good, and you're watching, you're like, I already know who's gonna win. I don't even watch those fights anymore. My fingers on fast forward if I did record them in my DVR or whatever. Those days are over. So Canelo was built up so much, even with the losses. They were so clever, the marketing and hype of this man, where he lost to Floyd, he lost to Triple G, not officially, it was a draw, right? First fight. He lost to Beevil. He lost to, I think, who do you fight? Laura? So I have no notes. I'm not doing this ringside. I'm not doing this as a profession. I don't have, this is all off the head as a boxing fan and my knowledge. Anyway, there were some questionable fights that he lost and he got draws. He got gifts, there were draws. So it was considered a loss too. Even if Bud would have been a draw versus Canelo, and he did what he did, the ringside guy at Netflix, Skip, whoever had that scorecard had it pretty much right. Crawford won most of the rounds. I'm surprised, honestly. The surprise is I knew he was going to win. I knew he was going to win by decision. I knew he was going to outbox Canelo and make him look ordinary because Crawford is so extraordinary and he's not getting his flowers from a lot of people because Canelo fans, they turned it into something else. You thought you were gassed up by the boxing media, by your bias, whatever. Maybe you're his fellow countrymen. I get it. You were fooled. You were just gassed up that this guy was going to somehow go in there and be like Mike Tyson versus Spinks, Mike Tyson, and knock out Crawford, a guy who's undefeated, 41 wins going into that fight, I believe. Are you, what kind, I was like, are you people, what are you on? How do you even come to this conclusion? The blueprint was there with Floyd because Floyd did what he did against Canelo long ago when Canelo was very young, in his prime, literally, because he was only like 23. There was fighters at 23, like Tyson, they were unstoppable. Floyd shut him down back then. Gave you the blueprint. Yeah, I know Crawford is not, if you're thinking, but Crawford is not Mayweather. Even better. I'm not saying he's better, but even harder, okay, for a conventional fighter like Canelo to figure out the switching stances. He didn't even have to do it. He's a southpaw. He goes in there. If you're new to boxing, Crawford comes in lefty. He switches to right. He's a switch hitter. He's really great. Goes up in this weight, and people thought, oh, he's not going to do it. He's going to be so small. Because if you look at the Floyd fight, not like Floyd's a monster fighting at light heavyweight or super middleweight. Floyd hurt him. His punches were bothering Canelo. Yeah, he didn't wobble his legs or anything. And I was telling you that before the fight. We had someone like this Mario Lopez guy. I get it. He's a commentator, show business. He doesn't know what the hell he's looking at and talking about. I mean, the guy said before the fight, I was laughing. He says, Crawford shots are going to be like ping pongs. I mean, dude, what are you watching? Ping pongs? Do you know anything about boxing? Did you not see throughout the history of boxing, you'll take a guy like Mike Tyson with an iron chin and then get hit over and over, Buster Douglas, and then the egg cracks? No, Julio Cesar Chavez, Frankie Randall, what was that? Off the head, 1993, 94? And Julio Cesar Chavez was dropped for the first time, hurt, wobbled, shook, legs shook, went down. Such a shocking thing. Ferdy Pacheco, he's called the fight doctor, R.I.P., ringside Showtime, was like, oh, Chavez went down the first time in his career. Because Chavez had a chin like iron, and finally enough punches got through. Crawford wobbled, hurt Canelo, and I was telling you before the fight, eventually this would happen. He will hurt him, and he did everything that he did in the fight to shut Canelo down and make Canelo look ordinary. Now, the most extraordinary thing is that Crawford is so good that he went up into a weight class that he doesn't even fight at, and he's older. He's almost 38. Canelo's 35 at the time, and he just shuts him down. And then you have boxing people like Robert Garcia in my last video. By the way, thanks. I made $80 off that video. I can't believe it. Just talking about boxing, looking at a camera. No editing, no AI, no showing other people's clips and commenting on them, clout. Just me talking about what happened. But yeah, I told you all what was going to happen here. And Robert Garcia picked Canelo, of course, probably, because I saw the video where he was complaining that Canelo did nothing. He didn't try, all these excuses because he was so gassed. Come on, he should be honest and just give Crawford his flowers. Give me a break. Statues should be built of Crawford. He's one of the best ever to do it in this era. The best. Goes up to another weight, jumps a few weight classes, and everybody got sold fool's gold because they thought Canelo, they really thought, I mean, it's marketing. Otherwise, you're not going to sell the fight. Do you think Netflix are boxing experts? Let's pretend I got hired by Netflix. Let's pretend. And I'm just like outside. Oh, we got this new guy, he's on the internet. Never going to happen, of course. But if it did, and you think I'm going to be on their check, on their salary, and I'm going to say, guys, right before the fight, because it'll hurt sales, it'll hurt watches, subscribers, new potential subscribers, or any interview, guys, Canelo is overrated. There's no way he can knock out Crawford, and this is overselling. I mean, this guy lost a few times, arguably a lot more than you think, because the draws, look, he looks so ordinary when he's in there against really top-tier, rarefied air, pound-for-pound legends like Floyd Mayweather, like Bivol. Look what Bivol did to him. Look, guys, this guy doesn't even throw a jab. Check him out. And not only that, he's slowing up. Even though Crawford's older, and he should bring up his speed and power. If he does on the night, it should be an easy win. Well, it should look easy. Do you think I'm going to say in all the videos, all the things I've said, and the way I broke down the fight beforehand, Canelo's going to get frustrated, which he did. He's going to use his, maybe his shoulder, all these tactics. He should make it a dirty fight. And then, he's possibly going to cut Crawford because that's his only chance to try to get Crawford out of the game. I said all this. All the receipts are on this channel. Go back and watch the videos. I'm going to be honest. I have a time. I can't say it because the government will take me. I have a time machine. I looked at the future. I saw the fight already. I saw it. I visualized it. I jumped to the future and I saw it. And I knew there was no doubt Crawford was going to win a fight. But yeah, gotta have some fun here. So in the end, if you market something right, like this espresso cup, if you market really good. You put attractive models with it. You do this and that. You do all these great things. And sorry, my TV's going in the background. How do I mute it? You do all these great things. I'm telling you right now, you could sell something like Canelo. You could sell him. Going into that fight, you would have thought Canelo was this amazing pound for pound undefeated legend. When the truth was, it was Crawford all along. It was Crawford. They were promoting the other guy like this. And oh, the smaller guy's coming up and wait, he's probably going to get knocked out. You know, oh, it's a 50-50 fight. They're not going to tell you the truth. Even if the commentators have an inclination or who's going to really win, like big time. I know Andre Ward did pick Crawford, but he didn't do it in a way where it was like I'm saying, like real talk. Like Canelo's kind of overrated, guys. You're in for a big surprise. I don't think Canelo already lost here. He lost there. He's slow. He's plodding. Guy can't even get off a jab. It's difficult. He has problems with southpaws. It's going to look really awful. This is not going to be that great that you think it is. If you're planning for a legend pound for pound, Mickey Ward, or if you're sorry, not legend pound for pound. If you're looking for a Mickey Ward versus Arturo Gatti, you're never going to see it. It's going to be more like a Gatti versus Mayweather. It's going to be like more of a outclassing. You know, Netflix would not have Andre Ward back if he started talking like this. They would be like, oh, no, this guy's ruining our fights. He's got credibility and he's telling the truth like straight out like this. He's not being like cautious and nice about it and professional. Like, you know, professional meaning what? You got to BS. You got to play the game because, you know, these guys have broadcasting careers. I get it. But a lot of the people that don't made opinions. They had nothing to do with this fight and they're boxing experts. A lot of them got this wrong, and the shocking thing is that they actually thought somehow Crawford was going to get knocked out. That's the most shocking thing to me. And like I said before the fight, this is more recent. A couple of years ago, Danny Jacobs, right? God, what happened to him? Jacobs versus Kid Chocolate. He just knocked him out real quick. It was a real quick fight. Early rounds, Mike Tyson style. Well, Kid Chocolate wasn't like... You can't even compare. He wasn't like some amazing pound for pound, unbelievable fighter, or even a really, really good fighter, not to discredit Canelo, because Canelo is a really, really good fighter. That's what makes this even more special, that you had this man at almost 38 jump weight classes and beat him and make it Canelo look ordinary. He did. He made Canelo look ordinary, but Canelo worked his whole life to get to this level, and for sure, he, like Robert Garcia said, he tried nothing. He tried everything. Like I made the analogy in the last video, swimming up a river. You can only fight for so long and you got to just chill and float and go, you know, just stay alive, stay in motion and not go uphill and try to fight. That's why, because Crawford's amazing skills, ring IQ, it's psychological too. It's a lot of it is like 75, 80, 90% psychological. That's why you had fighters that are great in the past. They had all the physical attributes, the speed, everything. Like Yuriorkis Gamboa, in my opinion, psychologically, he wasn't wired to become great and fit. And his psychological mindset did not match his ability. And Crawford took him out. A lot of it's psychological. So you had Canelo, who already lost, and he'd been in those waters where he had already lost, and he knows when he's losing. And he was frustrated. You saw it. He basically said, he went, and he turned his head and went, ah. He said something. He looked like he mumbled something like, damn, I can't even hit this guy. That language, the body language, forget what he mumbled to himself. His body language and his facial expressions showed you everything. Although he tried to compose himself, you could see he tried not to give too much of that away because Crawford reads in seconds. Crawford has this gift where he can read you in seconds psychologically, and plus he feels what Canelo's giving in the ring. And there's something going on in this dance between these two. And in that dance, once Crawford's in that ring and he's reading that early information given off by Canelo, he knew he won that fight early. You could see it. And like I said, Crawford going into this fight was undefeated in 41 fights. He has the psychological makeup. His psychology is so off the charts as far as this superior athlete, physically and psychologically, where Canelo will already give you the loss. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So Canelo already lost a few times, and he knows if he's getting shut down, he's getting thwarted his style in the ring. Canelo's already been in those waters, like in that river going up in the rapids upstream. He's like, I can't do nothing. When he did that with his body language, you could just see it. He laid back and said, I'm just floating this fight out. I don't want to end up like Spence. I was rocked. Crawford rocked him, and he hurt him, and he just knew, I cannot. Robert Garcia, the answers are right in the videos. Watch the video. All you have to do is watch it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it because he didn't have the talent, the ability to get past Crawford. Crawford was the rapids, that river, the cascade, whatever you want to call it, that Canelo could not defeat. And it's just never going to happen. They could have fought 190 times. Canelo fans are pissed. They're angry. They got gassed. They got hoodwinked into thinking Canelo at 35 was some pound for pound amazing ring legend, building statues for him, and he's going to take out Crawford. Couldn't have been more wrong. I told you before the fight, a lot of commenters probably already deleted their videos. I screen grabbed a lot just for fun. It's nice for me to have, because some people get insulting. I'm just trying to have a good time. It's nothing personal here. Canelo, again, I've been watching boxing all my life. He's a really good fighter. But I'm telling you, I'd be good at marketing fighters myself, because I could see another talent like Canelo, and I can make them great. You just have to mark them right and then cash them out against someone really good. They did it too early with Floyd, but they recovered with the salesmanship of Canelo. So you could take a good fighter who's really, really good. He's almost elite, but he's not quite there. He's a very good, very, very good champion, but not one of the rarefied air champions. And you can take them and you can market them right, and you can strategically match them right, where I know he's going to win this fight, I know he's going to win that fight, and you can build him up so high until the pressure is he's got to fight someone really good. But you can make a hell of a lot of money, and while you're doing it, you can really hoodwink the public, the boxing fans even, into thinking, wow, this guy is just amazing. He's undefeated. Or even if it was proven, even with one loss, he lost to Mayweather, and they kept building him up. People, get a draw here and there, escape the loss. You could still rebuild, remarket, repackage him, and then sell you fool's gold. When you're selling fool's gold, and fool's gold runs into rarefied air, pound for pound legend that can jump classes, it's going to get beat every time. Like I said, a good big man in boxing always beats a good little man. And I was telling you before this fight, very important, before this fight, in several videos, all the receipts are here, that the good little man isn't good. He's great. He's unbelievably great. And he's going to beat Canelo. And it's exactly what he did. And I told you how he was going to do it before the fight. I'm out. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm going to do some video tests. Start talking about everything. I don't care. I can't just be boxed in and talking about Canelo versus Crawford. I'm out.